Hello. I have done this introducing the Qwertigraph multiple times, and it's been a long time since I've done one. It's changed a lot. I'm going to do it again. The Qwertigraph is my little tool that allows me to type more quickly. And to me, it's a lot of fun. And I was frankly hoping a lot of people would think so, but it hasn't happened. Nonetheless, I keep using it, and I want to make sure other people have a chance at it. So I'm going to do a quick run through of how the Qwertigraph works. The quarter.exe is probably the easiest way to use it if you're going to use it the first time, so I'll demonstrate that. When you start that, the Qwertigraph screen shows up, and the log remains blank for a little while it initializes. The dashboard springs up, and then the log tells you what's happening. It's loaded a bunch of dictionaries. It did a test that I should probably take care of. Inside of that, you've got some settings that you can modify. You can modify the strokes. The coach is the thing that's going to be of most interest to you. And the historical. Historical is the coach over time. So if I were to click this, I've never done this with the quarter.exe version. Right now, the word awkward is the word that I should be learning next. That's what I'll save most. I've typed awkward a bunch of times. I type awkward as OKD, and I have missed that twice. I have missed the word to 1942 times, but that's because the word for that is TU. You'll find that I'm trying to learn Greg, not just type faster. I want to do both, but there's a lot of abbreviations here like TU for two that don't make a lot of sense, and that's fine with me. So the bunch of words that I have missed the most are words with ridiculous abbreviations. So we get down to like the word for. I've actually missed that 27 times, even though I've gotten it 471 times. That's how you use the coach, to learn how to use the Qwertigraph. Don't try to sit down with a book and memorize Greg shorthand necessarily. Allow the coach to tell you the words that you should be doing primarily by looking at your negative savings. The word awkward, the word save, the word class are the words that I should work hardest at learning. Now, with that behind us, we have seen that in order to start, you just type double-click quarter.exe. When you do that, it will create these two folders in this file in the same folder, and those are necessary for it to work. So how do you use the Qwertigraph? How do you use the Qwertigraph? Well, for starters, as soon as I started typing, the dashboard showed up. The dashboard can be moved anywhere, and it can be turned on and off. If you hit Windows Alt D, dashboard goes away. Windows Alt D, dashboard comes back. Now, I typed out these words, how to use the Qwertigraph. So you'll notice that I input at 54 words per minute, and my output was also at 54 words per minute. And I typed the word the. I could have typed the word TH, or the letter TH. Use, I could have typed UI is what I would have typed. EU is what you would write with a pen. UI is what you would do with Greg. Do is how it's written in Greg. DOO is what you have to type. So that doesn't make any sense to use the Qwertigraph for. But how is WO? So now, if I go back and I type how do you use was I don't use U much. UE, go back, UE, is what I mean. How do you use the, and then Qwertigraph, amusingly enough, I have not created an abbreviation for. Now you'll see that I typed at 49 words per minute. I was a little slower because I was stuttering. But then I output at 58 words per minute. And that's because it expanded UI, it expanded H into those words. And that's really all there is to it. Now, if I want to go back, I can click on this little symbol here, and I can take a look at the coach and move the dashboard out of the way, click filter. These are the things I've done in this session. The word Qwertigraph, I wasted 20 characters on that. That means I should create a brief for that. I lost a lot there. So how I have 0 savings. The reason why is because I matched it once, I missed it once, and I save 1 character each time I try to do it. So they cancel each other out. And so I ended up with 0 loss. Do, I missed it twice. You, I seem to have typed you twice and missed it once. So I actually have a net loss. Or matched it once and missed it twice. So I have a net loss there. And that's really all there is to it. And so now I'm typing at 73 and I'm getting 90 words per minute output. If I'm doing more expansive stuff, then I get bigger benefits here. There are some words that give you really big gain, reference, present. There are words that have big accelerations, and that's because in Greg they created brief forms that allow that stuff to go faster. Now, one thing I notice is that the quarter does not have the Greg form drawing in it, so I'm going to demonstrate that a little bit. In order to do so, I am going to terminate this, and I'm now going to go to the full-on Qwertigraph, and I'm going to type quarter.ahk. This is the scripted thing, and there's a lot more files in there, but the same thing's going to happen. I'm going to open the UI, the log is going to fill up, the dashboard's going to appear. Now I'm going to type reference and present and more. So here you see that this is a weird squiggle. This means P and this means R. So you type the word present, or you write the word present with a pen just by making one quick swirl with your pen. Now the word bring ends up looking a lot like the word present, but the B is bigger than the P. And the word built is BL, so BL. And this is how you would draw the word built with a pen. And it's actually my objective to be able to use the pen and use the keyboard both at 100 words per minute or faster. And so I'm working hard to learn both pen and keyboard, great shorthand. And that's what the Qwertigraph does. It teaches me how to draw these characters at the same time as it's teaching me how to type them more quickly. Being able to take notes at 100 or 200 words per minute in a staff meeting is it's useful to me. If the boss says something that I find really I don't want to forget that she said that, I can write it down really quickly and nobody even knows what I wrote. I'm the only person who can read it. So it allows me to keep a really good record of what's going on. And since so much of my work, being a system admin, is typing work, that's really important to me. Like, for example, I'm going to type the X, the E, and the T all at one time. You may have seen that it quickly put TEX and then erase that and put an exit. I did not hit the space bar. I hit those three keys at the same moment, and it generated the word exit. And that's something I do every day at work. Um, it's interesting. I kind of thought that would have uh, would have been expandable. I never do that. At work, I type NS lookup. Oh, that's why it didn't expand. I'm not at work. I have different dictionaries at work and at home. And you can do the same thing. You can customize all of your dictionaries, make your own definitions. You can totally replace the rigged definitions with any set you like. Is there anything else critically important? Chorded input, the ability to just smash through keys at once and get a word, is the fastest way to type. That's what stenographers use. And the Qwertigraph supports chorded entry to an actual reasonable degree. It'll never replace stenography, but it does allow me to put little things like my company domain name. I end up having to type that 50 times a day. That's a chorded entry for me. I type 3 characters at once, and boom, it types that for me. So if I type Kevin at my company's domain name, it's just one stroke, boom, there it is. And so you can use this to save a lot of time with the keyboard. You can use it to save a lot of time with the pen, and it'll work everywhere you go, as long as you have a Windows computer. All right, that's what I got. And I will leave off recording here.